So, you've recently moved to Northeast Tennessee. First off, welcome. You're probably already finding out how great this area is. But, there's one part of settling in that's bigger than anything else: finding your people. So let's dive into some of the best social clubs the Tri-Cities has to offer.
Okay, so you've unpacked all the boxes, you've found the best grocery store, now what? Look, moving to a brand new place is thrilling, but building a social life from the ground up, that can feel like a pretty huge task. But the really good news is, you've moved to a place where community is, well, everything.
I want you to think of this move as way more than just a new address. This is the start of a whole new chapter for you. It's a real chance to sit down and design the life you actually want. And making those genuine connections is right at the heart of that. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It really captures the whole vibe of the Tri-Cities. I mean, a house is just a structure, right? It's the friendships, the shared laughs, and knowing your neighbors have your back. That's what turns it into a real home.
The whole idea of what retirement is has completely changed. It's not about slowing down anymore, it's about gearing up for brand new adventures. It's an active, social, super vibrant time of life. And honestly, this region has become a hotspot for people looking for exactly that.
So the big question is, how do you find your tribe in a new place? Well, let's kind of sketch out your own personal social map. We'll navigate all the best ways to connect right here in the Tri-Cities. We're going to break it down into 5 key areas where you're going to find people who are into the same things you are. For this guide, we're really going to zoom in on the first 2, getting outdoors and all the creative stuff, and I'll show you where you can find groups for all of them. Whether you're an adventurer or a creator, there's definitely a spot here for you.
All right, first up, let's talk about this incredible natural playground we live in. Seriously, the ridge and valley section of the Appalachian Mountains is literally on our doorstep. And joining an outdoor club is probably one of the fastest ways to start meeting people. And hey, don't worry if you're not some hardcore mountain climber. The local hiking groups are so welcoming and they have options for absolutely everyone. You could join a really relaxed morning walk on a paved path like the Greenbelt, grab a coffee after, or you can go for it and tackle the more challenging trails.
Or how about trying something totally new? The South Holston River is famous for fly fishing, and the local clubs are just filled with experienced folks who genuinely love, and I mean love, teaching beginners how to cast. It's such a perfect way to soak in the scenery and pick up a cool new skill.
And this really gets to the heart of what these outdoor clubs are all about. It's not just about the sport, it's about the whole experience. Groups are always organizing these paddle and picnic days on stunning Watauga Lake. Just imagine spending a day out on the water, sharing some food, and making brand new friends. It's awesome.
Okay, now for all of you who just love to make things, to build things with your hands, the Tri-Cities has totally got you covered. I mean, this area has such a rich history of craftsmanship, and there are thriving communities for pretty much every kind of maker you can imagine.
So if you've ever been even a little bit curious about woodworking, joining a club is definitely the way to go. You get access to all this professional-grade equipment without having to shell out the cash to buy it yourself, and you're surrounded by people who can share all their tips and tricks. It's just so satisfying. Now, for those who are into maybe softer crafts, the local quilting and knitting circles are amazing. What you'll find is that these groups are just as much about social support and sharing stories as they are about the craft itself. They are, you could say, a very tight-knit community. And it's not just the traditional crafts. If you're a former engineer or you just geek out on technology, our local makerspaces are for you. You can get in there and experiment with 3D printers and laser cutters. It's a great way to keep your mind sharp and stay on top of all the new tech. Okay, so we've talked about the what, all these cool activities. Now for the most important part, the where, right? Knowing which doors to walk through, that's the key to getting this whole thing started.
Are you feeling inspired yet? Ready to maybe take that first step? Because finding these groups is actually a lot easier than you might think. Let's take a look at the main hubs of activity right here in the region.
Here are the key places you'll want to check out. The Johnson City Senior Center at Memorial Park is just enormous and has something for everyone. Over in Kingsport, the Downtown Center is a fantastic hub for woodworking and tech clubs. Bristol's Slater Center is known for its super welcoming vibe, especially for art and exercise classes. And then there's the Eastman Club, which offers specialized groups if you become a member.
Feeling a little overwhelmed by all the options? Don't be. Seriously. Think of this not as a chore, but as the beginning of a really fun adventure. And we can break it down into a super simple plan.
Here's your game plan. It's 3 simple steps. First, just pick one thing we've talked about that genuinely sparks your interest, something that makes you go, ooh, that sounds fun. Second, just walk into one of those community hubs we just listed. And third, this is the easy part, just ask for a tour. The staff at these centers are fantastic. Their entire job is to help new residents just like you find their perfect fit.
When it comes down to it, this is what it's all about. Moving isn't just a challenge. It is a rare and powerful opportunity. You've got a blank slate. You get to decide what your life is going to look like and who you want to be in this next exciting chapter.
So, as you start this journey, the only real question left is, what will your Tri-City story be? Are you going to be a master gardener, a kayaking adventurer, a pickleball champion? The story is yours to write. Now go out there and start living it.